dinner show that I just came from.
All right, guys, we're live. Another Friday night open mic. Let's do it.
95 Ocean, you have an open mic. Oh, 95 Ocean, open mic. Oh, 95 Ocean.
Welcome, guys.
Girls.
Yo. We keeping that, Mike, we're going to move the open mic to another night?
I would like to do two, honestly. I mean,
2 open mics? We can barely do one.
No.
Everybody's got their own live stream. So I think by Friday we have nothing to talk about.
Dom's Wednesday. You're Thursday. We're Friday. I think we should throw a Monday or Tuesday in there. I really do. Stop it, man. You got nothing else to do.
We need a breakdown. We need a breakdown. We just sold it. But then everybody breaks down the videos on their respective lives. So
but if we get some organization to this operation, we can pick like a video to not break down and have like a plan.
Yeah. So we're talking about, me and Mike were talking about next door to the Anti-Hero. The next suite is going to be up in a couple months and anybody in the plaza gets first dibs on before they put it out there. So we're thinking about if we can start getting income, possibly opening that. And because when we do that, if we build it out, we can have a studio or two that we rent, because people need studios they want to start a podcast. They don't have the equipment, they don't have the space to do it, and they don't have the editing skills. So in-house, we can handle that. We can charge per hour and then charge like, hey, we'll edit it for you and send it to you, blah, blah, blah. So that'll be a good source of income.
Did Dom, I want your opinion on that shooting at the Aurora one. Did you break that down yet?
Yeah, I looked at it earlier today. I'm going to do it. I did the one general consensus, one big lump, and then I'm going to do another full breakdown on Sunday.
Very identical to the female one, except he's a male.
Yeah, he murdered him.
Yeah. Okay. I thought
the same thing. It's the same thing as, look, there's a barricaded subject in a house with no windows, no doors. There's nobody inside. I'm the only cop on scene. Let me run into the building. That's what he did.
Or jump on the hood of a moving car.
What are you guys talking about?
The one that we watched last night with the guy at the airport, that body cam where he gets knocked on the ground, hits him with the asp, and then ends up shooting the guy. Here, I'll send it to you.
Is that
real
an
quick.
airport?
It's an airport parking lot. Yeah. I'll send it to
Open
you.
field, nobody around, nobody's in danger. The kid wasn't trying to hurt him. He's just fucking around with him. And the guy gets knocked on his ass. Taser doesn't work. Baton doesn't work. Nothing doesn't work. And he's even saying, you're not in trouble. He's not yelling broken arrow or anything. He's not screaming for help in the radio that much. And he gets up and he pumps 2 rounds in him. He had plenty of room. He could have run and let the guy just stay in an open fucking field with nobody around.
Anybody got it close by? Dom, do you have it?
I had it up on
We did it last night.
I don't remember that last night.
We did.
How much did you drink last night?
I'm pretty sure we did.
I don't think we did that one.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. I'm sending it to
Yeah, send it to Anti-Hero DM. This episode is brought to you by Silence.
Well, we have June. We start some sponsors. I know. I told Semper Suave, since they sponsored Kenny's Beyond the Barrel, that we would throw them on some open mics and stuff. And then we have the smelling salts.
No can is a new smelling salt company.
Can. So come next Friday, we'll be plugging some people.
Yeah, we'll be pumping that next Friday. No Can is a veteran-owned company, brand new startup, and it's smelling salts for
No Can.
You look at, I know Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn did like a little skit where they're hitting it, but it wakes you up, and it's kind of like a midnight shift thing. Instead of like pounding energy drinks all night, you hit this for a little bit, and it brings you back.
Yeah, you're only supposed to hit it like twice.
Yeah, you're only supposed to have one energy drink a day too.
Yeah.
Pink sea salt and baking soda. Half a teaspoon of each. You'll be running around like crazy for 3 hours.
A little cocaine in there and cook it.
Is that
Little spoon action.
Yeah, whip it. That was
All
it.
right.
See that video?
Yeah, I got it.
Mike, you want to share some of that gum with everybody?
Can you not chew on the gum?
Yeah, fucking cow over here.
The fuck?
Just slap
All the
it for us,
noise.
I'm
please.
going home.
I suck at this. I'm doing it now. All right. Aurora police officer. Okay, got it. Mike, I don't think we broke this down. You got like a TBI or
Tell me
something?
exactly what
You
happened.
got to skip forward. Yeah, I
So
do.
we have a guy that we've given a couple waters, and he's just sitting in the office, but he seems like he's off some type of drug or something. And there's another lady in there that's working, and she's feeling
Matters a
uncomfortable.
little.
Do you think he needs an ambulance or just somebody to come out and check on him?
Just somebody to come and check on him. I don't think he needs an ambulance.
Trying to get him to get off my lot. He's not talking. He's walking in and out of my office, trying to unlock people's car doors. I've placed a call to you guys already about a gentleman on my lot. He's trying to fight myself and a couple of my employees.
Not a
They
gentleman.
told me to call if anything changes with this gentleman.
I'm in the office, Christian. Okay, so he's trying to fight with you now?
He's trying to fight me and my employees, a couple of my other employees.
Not a gentleman.
I'll be making contact with this individual. Hey man, what's going on today? Where are your shoes at? You need to talk to me?
Is all of
Tell me
this
what's
Paramount?
wrong.
We need to watch it.
No,
What's
it
going on today?
escalates pretty quickly.
Okay.
It goes to shit pretty quick.
It's a good indicator he's
Huh?
not talking to you and he's fucking not wearing his shoes. That's it's gonna go.
And the officer seems very
I don't know,
passive,
why are you
very
back in
passive
this gate?
approach.
Aurora's a big city. I'm surprised that they don't have two rolled up right away.
Why don't you have any shoes on? Don't be messing with that. Don't be messing with that. Quit.
Very beta response, in my opinion.
No, he's
Stop messing
he's
with
just
that.
trying to get reactions out of him.
It's not working.
Well, it's also an inability
how
to
to listen to
recognize
what I'm
mental
telling you
health,
to do?
and you try to rationalize with someone who is
Huh?
clearly in mashed potato brain status.
Well, we know that
Hey,
now.
you need to leave.
But you look at all his behavior, though. Behavior is way up.
Oh, he's got a Broncos shirt on. He wants to fight.
Get back. I'm gonna fucking shoot you, dude.
Well, we can't do that yet.
Looks like he's trying to tickle his balls.
Get back.
Oh, the stick.
Get back, stay back.
Has he radioed once?
No. I think he pushes a panic button.
Okay. That didn't work.
It made him mad.
The ineffective yellow
Now he's
gun.
real mad.
And he's not even
Stop,
really.
man. What are you doing? Come on.
Yeah, he's not trying to beat him up. He's almost trying to.
He just wants a hug.
Yeah. This cop is not in danger. He's just getting
You're
fucking
in
pushed
trouble,
around.
man.
Free hugs, bro.
He's just getting dominated.
Yeah,
Step it up,
it's like
step
your
it
do-
up.
when your dog humps you, you can't
Give
do
it
about
up.
it.
Hey, man, help me.
Is he screaming, help me?
To passerbys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This cop's ego is hurt. That's it.
He has zero options. He knows nothing.
He could smash his head with a rock.
He doesn't even know how to do that.
Huh?
The only thing he knows how to do is pull a trigger on a taser and a gun. That's it.
Get on the ground.
Two trick pony.
Get on the ground now. Get on the ground. I'm gonna shoot you if you do not get on the ground. Get on the ground.
That guy looks like he would have been fun to wrestle with.
He's looking at the flowers.
4-leaf clover. The shadow of the guy looks pretty big.
The officer? Yeah, the officer's
Yeah.
huge. Look at
Yeah, he
him.
looks pretty big.
His arms
Get
are
on the
pretty big.
ground
Just
now.
pretty big forearms.
Yeah, look at that bulge.
Stop. Get back.
Bye.
I am gonna fucking shoot you, dude. Back up.
Ugh.
Get down. 212 shots fired.
212.
Chill
I just
as
committed a murder.
Fuck about it too.
Yep.
Was that is that a
Stay
central
down.
nervous system hit? Oh, no. Okay.
No, I think he's DRT. He just stands around and waits for backup, doesn't do anything for about
Put your
3
hands
4 more
out.
minutes.
I'm blown away how there is no backup there by now. especially when the call first came out.
7 business days. No sirens.
Oh, they're too busy doing TikToks.
Right. Exactly.
Did anything else happen?
No, that's it.
Oh, good.
Backup comes and then they do some
And he'll be-
CPR. So
He'll be cleared for justified use of force.
I want to hear Kenny's opinion.
That's brutal to watch.
You don't
Well,
like it.
okay, but you know me. I'm gonna if
yeah,
everyone in the
you're
room
on his
agrees
side.
something- Here's the thing: is that Jojo, I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm not required to go no fucking Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
I
to
agree.
handle a fucking mentally ill person when society has said, "Fuck him." We don't have institutions for him anymore. Let the cops handle him. And
So
now I gotta go
it's-
learn BJJ for his own safety.
It's not a disagreement. I am completely aware of and a proponent of officer factors versus subject factors. Size, number, skills, ability, mental health, access to weapons, all of those things, right? Known history. That goes into the equation of your escalation of force. I am not, and you do not have to get punched before you escalate your force. I don't have to go hands-on. If I'm using all those subject factors and those officer factors to put into my equation of when the use of force is appropriate, then I'm justified. The problem is that no one is using those equations to figure it out. They're throwing wads of spitballs at the wall and hoping one of them sticks. None of these decisions are calculated. None of these decisions are deliberate. It's just a bunch of flailing around like a dead fish. I have no idea what else to do, so I'm going to do this. None of that's calculated. I'm okay with you escalating force, but it's got to be justifiable, articulable. I hate that word. But there has to be a deliberate, intentional decision behind it, not panic. You can't pull the trigger because you panicked.
Well, I mean, I think panic is an indicator that you might need to pull the trigger. I mean, what is it? Not pull the trigger and get beat up?
No, this is the argument. This is the argument for increased training. The problem is that when your only option is panic-induced decision making, you're going to kill people when a gun maybe could have been mitigated. The use of deadly use of force could have been mitigated had you had additional training. If I had 2 lines and I said, hey, stand in this line if you want to get into an officer involved shooting, even a justified one, let's say it's righteous. And I said, get in this line if you want to prevent it. You should want to stand in the line to prevent it.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to live through a justified shooting, one that gets looked at under a microscope. So no, if panic is driving your decision, that is not something we should openly accept in law enforcement, where lives and liberty is on the line.
Did he seem He didn't seem that panicked to me. I've seen more.
That's what makes it worse.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you got, Kenny?
I don't know. He
Okay.
seemed calm, cool, and collective. Like, I mean, yes, he was getting his ass kicked or whatever, but like, he had ample opportunity. I still don't even think at that I don't know. It's hard.
He could have backed away to go to the more liberal side of policing. He could have.
I'm not trying to say I go on the liberal side. I'm just saying like he could have done a lot of other things. I feel like even at that moment when he
They weren't
Even,
working.
even in the one where the female shoots him, or the female one, at least he took her gun. He did some aggressive movement. Yeah, he rushed him, but like Dominic said, is he really beating him up? Is he trying to hurt him? The guy's talking to him through the whole fight.
But,
Hey,
I
man,
mean,
get off me. What are you doing? It was very
devil's
calm.
advocate. That guy doesn't deserve to be fucking dominated and dog humped in the middle of a field.
Then he
That's
should
not-
fucking
that's-
train.
well, hey, you
Then he
gotta
should
let that
train.
happen. It's gotta
That's
go
on him.
hard.
That's on him.
Yeah.
The conversation is to train more, but I think what we keep going back to is that because you don't have training, the escalation of force becomes justified when it didn't need to. That's the argument. If this is justified, it's justified because he had nothing else. That's the problem, though, is that you're bare minimum performance human in a job that requires you to have a much higher performance.
Well, he walked through steps. He pulled the baton out. He tried to use the baton ineffectively. He pulled the taser out. Did a crap poor job of tasing, and gave up on that. And then moved to the only other escalated thing and then he obviously checked off hands on because his face was in the weeds, so hands on went away. So all he had left was gun
In court,
or run.
This guy's good all day. I'm sorry.
I'm on. It's going to stop. Like Dominic says, it's going to stop happening. We went from the Ferguson guy was 350 pounds or something like that. He's a massive dude. He comes charging this guy. That's like a real problem. Now you have average to small size males getting smoked by cops It's going to go from hands up, don't shoot to just
Well,
walk back to a cop and get killed. That's where we're
didn't
headed
we
with
just
this.
didn't we just have a Supreme Court ruling that came down that said that's now it's going to be totality of the circumstances is truly
Yes.
going to be taken into effect, not the a car was dragging me down the street, period, and I shot him. It's why were you at the car? What was going on in the car? Why did you feel the need to reach into the car to prevent the car from driving away? And then the car drove away, and now you're shooting. So it's like you've got to take
if
into
you
the,
put yourself
the whole
there,
totality.
then you're kind of accountable.
You're accountable, but they want to look at everything now.
They're
It's
looking
not
at 5
just
minutes.
you're being
They're go-
dragged.
They're going to look at 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before, and they're going to use that information, everything that happened. They're not just looking at it myopically or one-dimensionally and going, what happened in the moment. They're going to take into account what happened 5 minutes prior.
But correct me if I'm wrong. The reason why cops are sitting in their squad cars and at least waiting for backup and not engaging is because of shit like this. Like what that cop would have just sat in his car, kept eyes on him, and waited for his backup, like Dom said,
And watch the
I don't know
guy
where they were.
pacing left and right
Yeah, he wasn't doing
in front of a
anything.
guard
Let him-
gate.
let him
You
break
know,
property. Who cares? It's not my property. I don't have an obligation, according to Mike, to do anything because cops.
One of the things that got the caller was saying that he was trying to fight people. So we don't have an obligation to do anything. We have actually no duty to protect.
That's subjective. How do you define trying to fight people?
Sure. And that's where an investigation would have to. I have to investigate that, but to investigate it, I have to detain him. How do I detain him to investigate if I'm poorly trained?
well, most of us here on the radio fight, and we're initially thinking battery in the state of Florida, touching, punching, hitting. But when you actually get there, they're like, oh yeah, nobody was touched. They meant fighting by arguing. And it's like, damn, as cops, most of us elevate to the top one, which would be physical fighting. And so, yeah, I mean, just like, it gets all over the place and you get different thoughts.
It could be verbal, but maybe he did punch someone in their face.
Yeah.
But I can't determine that until I do an investigation.
And my problem is we can't just have police start smoking dudes like that daily. Yes, there are situations where that's got to happen.
Look back, go
it's
backwards.
Coming. It's coming.
Mike, go backwards. Police were smoking people for any reason. We're actually doing really well in that.
Yeah, but a lot of those ones, the hands up, don't shoot, and all those ones, these guys were massive. There was better factors.
No, I'm not talking about that.
We got average size men.
10 years ago, we used to shoot people that were driving towards us, right? That was acceptable. That was like, yeah.
And that became a huge problem, and that's gone.
so
And this
we
is going to
fixed
become a
it.
problem. This is going to become a problem. We can't just be untrained and go, I'm just going to fucking shoot everybody.
I don't think we shoot any more than we ever have. I think we probably shoot less. I don't know, though. I don't have.
We just see it more. I guarantee we just see it more. But I still think that video on public opinion looks fucking awful as cops. Give me that. Like, there's no fucking way that the public is like, oh, you did everything possible to do the right thing.
I'm definitely the most counterculture motherfucker here because that cop, you can't attack a cop and not get shot, especially when he runs through every single thing he has on his belt.
How many are here? How many worked here before tasers even came out? How many remember PR-24?
Yeah.
You had to lug that thing out of your fucking car and put on your belt, and then you left it in the car half the time until your sergeant went, why is it not on you? So yeah, you had handcuffs in your hands. And I'm a short guy. I'm 5'7". We never had these fucking problems.
What is that?
What's what?
The nightstick.
It's like that huge, yeah, the long ass baton thing.
We had monotnox, but yeah, the same thing. Big, heavy rubber, like plasticky baton.
And I'm not saying, Tyler, I'm not saying that one's like unjustified. I'm not saying it's cut dry unjustified, but I don't think as law enforcement in a society in America, we can trend to that being a normal situation. That cannot happen. We have to get trained. We have to train harder.
We have to be better. We just have to be better. We shouldn't be bare minimum.
But you can't. Here's the thing: is that we have to train more. We have to be better. Like that's an argument for anything all the time.
Exactly.
I could walk straighter and faster.
That has to be done on the individual level because once again, you can't mandate that. How many departments have tried to put together a fitness policy where somebody says,
"Be better."
Union, no, stop that. So not only do let's play the opposite. What if that was a 50-year-old, 235-pound, out of shape, 5'7" guy who has no cardio, and 5 seconds went by, all of a sudden he's winded, and then he was
winded.
Well, if it was me today going on hands-on, if I don't end that now, I'm going to be justified because my perception of threat is he was about to cause death or great bodily harm to me. I can go to my pistol.
For sure.
We don't have any mandating training in law enforcement.
And there are agencies that do. There are agencies that have implemented fitness standards across the board. The problem is administration won't fight the fight for their people to pave the way for them to be better, because administration doesn't represent the be better category.
And it can happen because Christopher Scher's agency up there, Grand Rapids, right after that shooting, they brought jiu-jitsu in. And I'm not saying jiu-jitsu is the catch-all.
So when you guys say be better and be, all that, are you guys just like low key trying to slide BJJ in there? Is that what?
No.
Anything.
No,
BJJ. That was a wrestler.
No, listen.
What?
I say
how do you
BJJ
be better?
How many people go to the range and train dynamic drills, stressing yourself out? They don't. Moving, condo rolling, right? The whole theatrical thing. They don't. How many cops are reading case law? I can tell you, very few.
But it's
so be better
the
at that,
job occupation for the type of people we're requiring. I mean, you have to have a computer science degree to be a cop now. The amount of fucking programs I'm running that I'm not allowed to use while I drive, by the way.
The amount of passwords you got to remember.
Yeah, dude. And so the amount of training that you have to do, that's like saying, like, hey, if you work at Kinko's, I need you going in on your off time and sliding paper so you can be the fastest fucking copier.
No.
You need to be better.
Here's my easy example. Here's my argument.
So we're allowing society to dictate that we need to be better.
Hold on. This job, though, as I said, we can lawfully kill people. We can commit lawful homicide. We take away people's civil liberties. For too long, we have lowered, like, oh, well, I have to read case law. You mean I have to shoot more? I have to fight more? I have to learn how to do that. I have to learn how to interview people? Yeah. Yes. And the fact that that blows people's minds and they're baffled that we're requiring them to do more and invest more and be better. This isn't a job at Kinko's, though. It's not Walmart. You're not pumping gas. You're not counting dollar bills at a bank. You literally can lawfully kill people out here. And you're taking them to jail, potentially unlawfully, if you don't know what PC is. Right? So the standard should be higher.
Well, okay, let's say the standard's higher. And so now you're a 3-year cop. You're pretty much good on. I mean, I get the argument, always be better for anything you do. But at the end of the day, like, how much better does somebody have to be? Like, like I go to work, I do my job, and then this happens. Like, you need to be better. Like, okay,
is there, I don't think that you look at it like there's an endpoint. I don't know that there's a destination.
But then if you don't, then you can always say he wasn't good enough. He wasn't better. If there's
I think it's pretty easy to see we have
culture. It doesn't change. And everybody keeps saying, it's like cops don't have to educate themselves more unless you want to pay them a base of $250 a year and whatnot. I'd use this example. I went to First Form. I was on Andy's podcast in August a couple of years ago. And after the podcast, I got a tour of the First Form organization. They sell. They're salesmen. They offer advice on fitness and whatnot. And and it's a supplement company. And in the realm of it, it's nothing fucking special. It's a great supplement company. They got good stuff. They got people online. I'm walking around and I'm noticing they don't have a cleaning crew. Everyone at their desk, all their sales staff gets up, vacuums, cleans up shit, dusts shit. They have a couple gyms in the place, and the place is spotless. And it's a fireable offense, terminatable offense. If you take your 25-pound plate and you don't put it back on the 25-pound tree fixed at the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock position with the First Form. That petty bullshit. I can't get people at my gym to sit there and put the 10 where the 10 goes, now at the 45. And they don't get paid any extra. It's a culture. He created a culture of people who have such fucking pride. They're mandated to read 10 pages of any book every single day. That's it. They don't get paid to do it. Everyone gets paid their rate. There's no incentive on anything. They all choose to be part of that culture of excellence.
For that same argument, go look at the hourly rate for Chick-fil-A and McDonald's employees.
I was just going to say
the
that.
same. It's just Chick-fil-A has that culture of like, you're like, man, they must pay double here because these people are awesome. Nope, it's the same amount of money.
But cops don't
have Jesus.
Cops don't have that. They also have fucking
pleasure.
podcasts with 6 cops breaking down, telling them how shitty they did. So
I don't think it's completely being shitty. My analogy is the military. When I joined the military, we ran around the woods. When you joined the military, we had passed that post 9/11, and we had passed that, and you guys had a different training. Everything changed. The entire art of war changed. So if the military can change the entire art of how we go kill people in other countries, because it changed. Why can't law enforcement adapt
Because,
to?
well, first off, it's a municipality. There's what, tens of thousands police departments. The army is one big ass thing where somebody goes,
and maybe
"We're
they-
going to do this now," and the whole army does it.
So maybe there's some standard rule. I'm not saying you have to federalize it, but some standard.
Ooh, yeah, let's federalize law enforcement, bro.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not
That's
saying
never
that.
gone bad.
I'm not saying that. But
A standardization, though, some consistency wouldn't
would
hurt.
you want to be that guy right now? sitting at
Standard
home
of federalization.
After that shooting, would you be comfortable? Like, man, I'm sitting at home and I got some time to think about it. I know I drank beer every night all month. I didn't go to the gym one time. I didn't have any options.
But how do you know that? How do you
look
know
at how his behavior? If you can't look at that guy from the second he got out of that car, his cuck beta behavior and his
Easy to
begging and
spot.
crying,
It's easy to spot.
dude, I'd have been like, "Look, motherfucker, get away from the goddamn gate." And if he doesn't listen, I'm tackling him, dude. Like he's
But
done. There's
in
no,
an
there's no other
alternate-
options.
In an alternate universe podcast, they'd be saying, "Wow, look at this aggressive ass cop. He's the reason why people look at us that way."
Fine.
So there's a quote: "More force now equals less force later." I hate quotes. They're super
I like that
cliche and
quote.
cringe. Right. So if I use more force and it appears aggressive initially, what you avoid and prevent is pulling the trigger later when you lose control of it because you let it go too far. Right. So what appears aggressive in the beginning is not. That's actually de-escalation. But because everyone's soft and gets in their feelings really easy,
You can
they call it aggressive.
de-escalate. You can de-escalate a whole lot of problems with punching somebody in the face as hard as you can one time. That's
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
And then you don't have to shoot them.
If you take that as a car, like that guy was in a car and that wasn't a guy walking around, after 4, 5, 6 times, Pennsylvania versus Mims is coming into play. So after 4, 5, 6 times of talking to this guy and he's ignoring everything you're saying and he's obviously disheveled and having a problem, you got calls him, he gets put on the ground. But you have to know how to put somebody on the ground to put them on the ground. If you don't, then you throw a stick at them and you try to tase them and then you kill them. That's my point. Is it the
think we
worst
become-
thing in the world? No. It's what he did is not the worst thing in the world. I think there's a lot better options and a lot better way to prepare for that call.
And I'm not even saying he has. He
I
has
think-
to. Oh, go ahead.
No, I think that we've become so reliant on our weapons instead of just understanding that we
Yes.
can go hands on. If he would have went hands on from the get go, I think he could have controlled that guy a lot easier. He tried to use these fucking intermediate weapons that obviously did not work, and we just we're so afraid to go hands on. Like it
Well,
just,
I mean, but did it warrant hands on before?
At the
Because it
moment
did
he-
escalate quickly.
So at the moment that he completely disregards everything you're saying, you don't know what's going on. I'm going to put him in handcuffs till I
Yeah.
secure the scene.
Yeah.
I'm by myself. I put him in handcuffs. I'll figure it out. If he doesn't need to go to jail, take the fucking handcuffs off.
That call starts identical to the one where the girl lost her gun. It's almost identical.
Yeah.
A non-compliant dude on some type of substance or having a mental issue where the initial contact failed to secure the subject and it led to a shooting. They are identical at the
Yeah,
surface.
you
how
know,
they
I would
started.
I would even say that dude having no hard skills and no ability to communicate with a guy, there was all kinds of like he couldn't establish boundaries, he couldn't execute on hard skills, like all those things. He also had the opportunity to run the fuck away if he knew that, you know what I
Yes.
mean? He could have done that.
Can
Because-
we talk about that for a second? Because how many times are we going to watch cops run away before we go, this is a fucking problem?
Well,
Like
it is a
cowardice,
problem, but
cowardice
it
is a
wouldn't have
policy
resulted in
violation. You
shooting.
can't run away.
Yeah. Well, I
You
mean,
don't have to act. We just
can't
talked
do
about that for like
There's-
20 minutes
There,
yesterday.
there's a lot of times when
Technically gaining ground.
Yes. No. Hold on. So that's when it's criminal. You're not going to be held liable in some criminal
I
suit.
can't
You're
hear
gonna
you when
you're
you
gonna
look
get
down.
you're gonna get fired. You don't have it. You don't have the duty to act. But if we start going down the road of it, allowing and accepting that cops can run away, and we make that a cultural acceptance, what direction is that?
But I don't.
Well,
I
I mean,
think
I'd
that
say
bad
it's
of
the
an
same
idea.
direction that we're already at watching that shooting. Like it was a justifiable shooting that was horrible to watch, you know, like
And he didn't
it's-
go hands. He didn't. I'm not saying you. I never advocate for going 1v1 if you can avoid it, because there's always a gun. My gun. There's
Yeah.
always a gun there. So I don't advocate for 1v1. He didn't go hands on, and I'm okay with that. But Buddy went hands on with him. So the training comes in. If I can avoid it, and if I can de-escalate, or if I can use a tool to delay or stall the situation, I'm going to do that. But when someone does come hands on to me, my training will allow me to be like, okay, fuck around and find out. I got something for that. I don't go looking for the fight. I don't go looking for the hands on in the 1v1. But when he decides to come at me, I got something for that. And that it's not a trigger.
Running
It's
backwards.
training.
And it's not running backwards.
Right.
He's running backwards.
I know. It's not. That's not the answer.
Correct.
Like, look at those low hands too. Like, I like his low hands. Like, that's a great opportunity for me to wrap up those arms,
You
pick
weren't
them up.
born knowing how to do that. And so I think humans, we're in this this false sense of capability.
Because we have a shit ton of people who've never played a fucking sport in their life.
Yeah.
There's that, but we think because we have a uniform, we get this false sense of security with the uniform that it's like magic fairy dust, that when I put it on, I'm gonna magically know how to physically
that's just
apprehend somebody.
Law enforcement is the only profession on the planet where you can be the biggest pussy on the planet, never win a fight a day in your life, seize someone, go up, stop them from their car, seize them, and then when shit goes south, you can cry broken arrow on the radio and have 5-10 other squads there in a minute to clean up your shit. You have that false sense of security that my backup is coming. These people don't think like fucking county sheriffs whose backup is 45 fucking minutes away.
Yeah, troopers and stuff.
That's why traditionally troopers and sheriffs traditionally used to be, fuck around and find out, because they got to survive. So it was like JoJo said, they started it off violent, and then because they didn't want to have to get into that 1v1 thing, where nowadays, I mean, I just think people are too. I mean, the traditional mindset that we're talking about, not traditional, the classic mindset we're talking about right now is people are afraid. They're afraid of two things. They're actually afraid of what's going on, or B, they're afraid of how it's going to be perceived. Because look, there's 6 of us right now. Fucking, I don't want to say we're crucifying them, but we're digging really deep.
People should be. This fear of armchair quarterbacking needs to. Because you know what? Maybe somebody sits there and they go, I don't ever want to be featured on a podcast by one of these guys ever. So I'm going to go to the gym a little bit more.
I don't want to be viral.
Bully the shit out of people.
I don't understand the gym thing. All of you guys have kind of said the gym thing, but I think we're all like, Dom's obviously a bench press guy. You guys are BJJ guys. Fucking, Anthony,
trying to figure out what I am.
The first
I'm looking at Justin.
What does he do?
Justin likes donuts.
But I mean, is that it?
I'm an F45 guy.
What's the first level of use of force?
Command?
Presence.
Well, if you look like you're not somebody you should fuck around with, that's it.
Right.
I didn't have an advantage. Short guy.
That's how I get everybody. I just look at them and they fucking sit the fuck down.
Anthony Vest sits on his traps. So
yeah.
But I mean, so go into, there you go. That's an answer. Look the part. I remember when I was a kid, one of my best friends now, but he was older than me. He's like 15 years older than me. And he was a young cop, and he was like working out, and he was like, you're not a real cop until your sleeves are tight. And, you got tattoos, and, you look the part, squared away haircut, probably some bubble gum, some Oakleys. And then like that dude just is a pissed off white dude that wants to fight.
Fucks.
That's what the tailor's for. I used to have my sleeves taken in.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, I got a medium shirt, bro. I got a medium shirt, so it makes it nice and tight.
So,
and I hate. One more time on that. I hate crucifying, but
it's not.
It's not what he did. I don't think he's going to get indicted. I don't think he's going to get cleared.
Why do you hate crucifying? If this was a professional NBA sports team,
we would be. I get
you'd be
it.
like, motherfucker, you weren't carrying your weight on the court. Hit it harder.
Well, I guess you're right. I guess I do like crucifying. I was trying to play nice.
I think
before I left.
I'm a Neanderthal also, and I'm very like 0 to 100, and I have that like militant. I'll just punch you in the face until you see it my way. But having trained an agency for 3 years, I realized that if I want people to receive my message, I have to deliver it in a way that's palatable, or else people will just get defensive and stop listening to you. So you have to balance the aggression and the baseball bat and just hitting them with it, but also some of that delivery so that they're open-minded to what you have to say.
That's generational then.
I come from it. I want to just
bat.
punch people into submitting to what I'm saying, but I've realized that I don't get very far, and then I'm just wasting my breath. So why get up in front and talk to people if they're just shutting me off and not listening to me, not receiving the message?
You can't bully anymore. They can go complain, and then you get in trouble. And Dom said that a lot. You can't bully anybody because
I think that's an issue too. Is that like, I know on my agency a lot. It's very rare that we will take body cam footage from our department and break it down like game film, and that's a huge problem. Because like you can't get better as a team unless you break down your team's footage and say, this is where we are failing. How do we continue to get better?
Yeah,
and
we do that on our squad. We do debriefs.
Yeah, we do it all.
Critical incidences. Yeah, as a squad,
we break it down, do it all the time, and
that's why this isn't crucifying the dude. This is just breaking down the game tape and looking at it and saying like, this wasn't a very good game. Like it kind of sucked, man.
Yeah,
And it makes sense for your own agency because you're looking at things like, to use the sports analogies, you're looking at your own field, you're looking at your own stadiums. So it's like these are houses that you guys are going to go to again. So it's like we might as well look at that. I could look at a body cam from Minnesota and be like, I'm never going to see a situation like this building or whatever that's going to present environmental factors too.
Well, and not only that, but the specific things that your agency is training on,
Right.
and the whole that you have in your specific city. You know, like if you don't
It's
do
funny
that,
though. They'll watch themselves on TikTok, but they don't want to watch their body cam, and it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, because your fellow officer in your agency, the things they're going to escalate to and how they escalate, exactly like you're saying, is through your training. Whereas we're watching this guy's agency might have said, try and hit him one time, then throw that, then shoot him twice with a taser, and then throw that, and then just pull your gun out.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like that
think
may be
at the wall.
The problem is that when you're a professional athlete, you sign up to be the best, and you kind of sign up for that being crucified on Monday morning on Sports Center when you fucked up so bad you lost. Like that's what you sign up for. Where
and you can go cry into your $10 million too.
Yeah, cops don't sign up for that. So when
Cops don't sign up for that, they tell everybody in briefing they're going to run through a fucking school and take a school shooter out and see red that day. They absolutely sign up for.
Well, they
that.
signed up for that, but they didn't sign up to have
They didn't-
cops or 7 cops on a fucking YouTube breaking
And
them down.
that's changing the culture.
after that-
that's changing the culture.
after
But
the-
I do think, well, first off, a lot of us aren't cops, and a lot of us are on our way out. So, I mean, at some point,
I see
I mean,
Justin
like
dancing.
literally, I know people watch and they sit there and go, whoa, whoa, but they're like, damn, I'm glad that wasn't me, you know, because
Yeah.
it's like, it could be you. If
1,000%. Nobody goes into work or a briefing and goes, man, I hope I end up on a breakdown, or I hope I end up on a viral video looking like a clown. And you'll watch a video of someone doing something crazy like this, and you'll be like, hey, you think you're gonna do that? Hell no, I'm squared away. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna lay him out, I'm gonna do. Okay, guy. Everyone thinks they're gonna just show up on game day without having gone to football camp for 3 months and then just be the star quarterback and win all the games. You're not just gonna show up on game day.
I've said it before on these things that we watched in briefing the one day in the morning. We watched the woman that came out of the kitchen with a hot pot of boiling water and told them she rebukes them in the name of Jesus, and they plugged her. And I went 3 hours later with my zone partner to almost the exact same call, but it was a check on the well-being of her. And the woman comes walking out with a hot pot of boiling water, and I'm looking directly at the steam coming out of the water. And we did what we knew to do. We split it, we triangulated it, we communicated with her, got the civilians out of the room, or got the civilians out of the house, and didn't kill her, and talked the pot back down onto the stove, and she went to the hospital. But you know, we watched it and then we lived it. So that's the crazy shit that, you know, watching these videos, we could live it in the next 15-20 minutes, depending on when you're working and when you're watching them.
A lot of these incidences would be in vain if we didn't do this.
Mm.
We should learn from it. We should take something away from it. So although it looks like, you know, we're hanging them and trying to belittle them or berate them, it's not. I learn every time I watch a video, I look at it and go, what would I do? Why would I do that? Am I allowed to do that? What's the best way to do that? I look at it and I try to take away something from all of these videos. It would be in vain if we didn't as a whole profession.
Yeah, I agree.
Worm says stop hiring pussies.
Yeah, that's 100% right.
It also said that the taser fails 50% of the time, and that taser is probably one of the worst inventions ever to be.
And the new one is even new one's worse.
I think it's got a effective, like, isn't it like 26% of like 100% doing exactly what it's supposed to do? It's super low.
We were all sold on it when the X-26 came out, and it was Hans Marrero, the Marine, on a video. It's a YouTube video still available, grainy as shit. And this guy's all jacked, and I think his son is like some tactics guy. But Hans Marrero, you got some guy literally choking the shit out of him. Hans doesn't do anything. Punching the shit out of him, doesn't do anything. Tases him, boom. Next thing you know, every department had one assigned tase guy, and we were tasing people for fucking everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was before they put it on the same use of force as a baton. It was on the same as OC. You could tase somebody.
When I started, you didn't have to do a paperwork. It was just get a new cartridge and fucking go back to work. Tase 3 people a shift. Oh
People
yeah.
became reliant on it.
Oh yeah.
All right. We have the next video is the one Justin sent, which is.
I wouldn't call it my submission. It got mentioned by Mike, I think.
Justin said.
Everybody move out the way. Everybody move out the way. Hey, put the knife down. Get out the way. Get out the way. Hey, put the knife down. I don't know why I shoot you. Hey, put the knife down. You're gonna get shot. Put the knife down.
Oh, the puppy.
Put the knife down. Hey, get down.
Dude, do
Put the
something.
knife down.
God, that fucking hostage is retarded. Oh,
With a fucking
Texas,
pistol.
you know,
that
Pierced
is
his ear.
beautiful.
Get up, get up.
Don't bring a knife to a
That was the
gunfight.
best fucking thing I've
I'm going to sit this one out. The only thing I'm going to say is that guy's presence and his awareness. Take that and put it on the guy we just watched the previous video.
why are you sitting it out?
Completely- I'm going to let you guys discuss it. I think that's amazing police work.
That was the best.
That type of
Yeah.
mentality, if you put that guy at that call at the other one, he handles it without having to use his gun. That's my
Just listen to his voice, how calm and collective he was, and that was even more of a stressful
He thought
situation
about
than the
it.
other dude that was
Plan.
unarmed.
Correct.
How much
Random
range time do you think he had to be that confident with a pistol
I
at a
was-
moving target?
Smooth.
with another person, with an innocent in front of him, and with other people around. He's orchestrating the scene while still covering
Well,
down
there's
on
one
that
other
guy.
thing. I don't know if you noticed. There's a
I
backup.
thought Mike was
officer.
sitting it out.
He's not
Can't sit it out.
One more thing.
Get it,
There's a
kid.
backup. There's a backup officer, and what did they do? They separated and kept the bad guy going back and forth. If you watch
Yeah,
right at the very
triangulate.
end,
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Split the attention, triangulate, open season.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of, I mean in SWAT that's what we
Yeah,
use
spread the room out. Yeah.
One person fucking distracting, the other one's taking the contact shot.
Yes.
This is extremely impressive.
You got to have a good wingman or woman.
Get down. Put the knife down.
What? Have you never seen a movie before?
Texas, you know,
His dog's like, fuck it, I'm out of here.
That fucking hostage though, it was almost like it was staged.
That
Did
was,
he have a red dot or was it irons?
No, it was
like
Irons,
irons.
Yeah.
wow. Wow.
So, well, I mean, we all agree that was a good fucking video.
Great video.
Yeah. Oh, now Mike's not talking. Mike gives the thumbs up of
Easy
approval.
one. Yeah.
Insides are exploding.
But yeah, I mean, good job, because you can't sit there and talk. You're not going to negotiate with that guy. You're not going to sit there and waste your time trying to de-escalate it and stuff like that. He's got a knife to a person's fucking head or neck or whatever.
Common denominator though, mental illness.
Yeah.
Bring back sanitariums or wherever the fuck they used to put them. They don't
Cuckoo's
tell you
nest.
that in the fucking classes they make us take now. They don't tell you that. So what's it called? CIT training here in Florida.
Yeah.
Crisis intervention training. We all have to be. I mean, I'm sure every state has it. You have to be sworn off that you fucking sat and listened to a civilian tell you about how you need to be nicer to people. But they don't tell you is that a long time ago, they closed those places down and they live on the streets now. So it's not something that's new. It's just now they're out with us. They're amongst us.
Here's the issue with that is like from a they pick and choose the schools of psychology that they're teaching about, right? So like if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I always overlay that with all of the shit that they're saying about like you have to be really nice to people, you have to de-escalate. Well, yeah, I guess that's true. But if you look at the base level of Maslow's hierarchy, it's physical needs and safety. So until that is met, you cannot climb to the next step. Right. So like you have to establish physical needs and safety. And if you don't have that established, you can't keep going up to people's feelings. They don't matter. So you can get up to there, but you have to make sure that the scene is controlled. Your boundaries are set, like everything is situated. And then you can start advancing that. But until you do that, then you're putting stuff out of order. And that's when the first video, you look at that and it was like complete lack of boundaries. That dude had no safety. He didn't have the base level of Maslow's hierarchy met. And then he tried to like communicate in a way that was ineffective.
And it continues to further the crisis.
Right. And this dude had boundaries. He understood where they were, where his line was, and then he took that shot. You know what I mean? So it's like that's there. People are just like looking at the psychology and picking and choosing what they want to apply and when, you know?
Yeah. And Mike's like, Why
are you not talking about it, Mike?
I'm just playing. That was really good work.
Yeah,
all around. Backup partners, spreading that out, keeping them distracted. But the initial contact and the confidence in his voice, and he knew he was going to shoot that guy.
But
He knew it.
to be
And
fair,
he was prepared.
he as soon as he pulled his gun out, he knew what he had. Where the first guy had no idea what he had. He was completely taken off.
Disheveled
Fucking
black
you know.
dude with no shoes on. You pretty much know what you have.
That could go. That could have gone anywhere. You know that.
Yeah, the guy could that first guy could just look at you, start crying, and go, "I need to go to the hospital. Take me," and that's it.
That's what happened.
and be done.
Fountainville. That's what happened in Fountainville. The guy was 1096 and showed up and said, "Can you take me to so and so's house?" And he was calm and cool. And then all of a sudden, I rebuke you in Jesus' name. And then he fled the scene.
Yeah. Yeah. So at any time, you got to be ready to fight. You got to be ready to throw down.
Mentally and physically prepared.
Looking good.
Well, any updates? I know we're praying that Boston's the next one in July, the next live show. I don't know. And then it might be, but I know we were looking at Chicago because of Kenny and Dom. So
somebody.
Are you in the area?
Anthony's on the area too.
Oh shit! Yeah, all three of you guys are.
Yeah.
Where are you guys at?
We're in Indiana.
Indiana, both of you?
Yeah.
I don't know the Midwest. That's close to Illinois.
Fucking forever away.
The use of force expert doesn't know geography. Sorry.
I also like how I'm talking the most shit. I have the least amount of experience of everybody.
Is that near Hawaii? Hawaii,
We have the same
Chicago? Aren't they close?
Yeah, Hawaii a territory? Is that a state now?
Yeah, man.
Welcome up there. I got a group of guys, the Michigan State Police. There's a special unit up there in Flint called the SCP unit. Big supporters of the show, so I'm going to shout them out. They watch every night, watch Anti-Hero, watch all of our shows, and a bunch of real good dudes. And all they do is patrol Flint like nonstop. Jump outs.
Bubble gum light off their squads.
I love those.
Oh, fuck.
Great guys, though. Great guys. They always throw support our way to every show. Everybody in the network, they're real big fans. And
You're going to show up like those Jersey SWAT teams?
If they do, yeah, I'll take my shirt off and everything if we go up there. I'm not going to Flint though. Fuck that. You can keep Flint. I ain't going nowhere near
Drink the
that.
water.
Yeah.
Bring your bottled water.
Yeah, we had one of our first guests on Anti-Hero was a Flint cop. His Instagram's 9mm Uzi, but fucking dude, I'm the worst with names. But yeah, he brought us some patches and shit.
A cool story.
Yeah.
Anybody
got something, Mike?
Anybody
got something, Mike?
Contribute to the network?
You got something?
Have we done a Reagan check lately?
He's just the talent.
Yeah, how is Reagan?
No,
I
don't
talked
know
to him.
if
I
do
talked
the
to him today.
Is he good?
Yeah, he's good. He's in high spirits. He just doesn't know when he's gonna go back to content. So
We always got to do a Reagan checkup during the Counterculture Lives or the open mics.
he told he finally again broke it off with the girl.
The
So-
married, unmarried, living in a hotel, living in an apartment, fake
Yeah.
papers.
There's not a single one of you that haven't been in that situation. Settle the fuck down.
That's
All,
true.
all of you, all of y'all got
I
stories.
don't know what you're talking about.
Leave
my
Reagan
current
alone.
my current
Leave Reagan
wife was in
alone.
my bedroom while my ex-girlfriend or my she was banging on the door and I'm like, shit.
Something like that.
All right. Well,
What else we got? We got the show next week. We're recording the big one, right? The Other Than Honorable.
yeah, the Other Than Honorable podcast. We'll be filming that Tuesday and Wednesday. That'll
Don't
hopefully.
say Wednesday because somebody's not feeling well.
You're going over there, right, Justin?
I might be.
He,
I might be in the area.
Justin's producing.
You're
the
like
whole-
producing it, right? I'll come over. I'm gonna come over. So
I'm producing it Monday,
5
Tuesday.
days.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
That'll hopefully be what takes this networks to the next level. So we're
Oh,
we
you got to talk about the Astrovan getting arrested idea too.
the what?
That we're gonna go get arrested.
Yeah, dude, we're going. Where do AGs work at?
There's like an office up there.
Usually the state capitol.
Near
Yeah.
near the
Trenton.
courthouse, right?
Trenton, yeah.
So we're gonna go get arrested. And I stole that because Dave Portnoy did that with Barstool when and they took off. He went for Deflategate. He went to Free Brady and he wanted to talk to the NFL commissioner and they sat in the lobby and the cops were like, dude, are you serious? And they're like, we know.
You remember when he got taken out of the Super Bowl, right? When they found him like hiding up in the top with mask on his shit, and
Dave
he
Fortnite?
refused
Yeah.
to stand up, and they drug him out of the Super Bowl in the middle of the game, and like he wouldn't walk, he laid down. He made him like take him out of the whole, and he's banned from like all NFL functions.
Yeah, but I think that
So we're going to be arrested in Jersey,
Banned from New Jersey, which isn't a bad thing.
my home state.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd want to go back.
Can't go home.
Sal's mom said that there's no bail there. I don't really know what that means. So
We're either in for a
Oh,
while,
yeah,
or we're right out.
No, it's isn't it like no cash bail? So like you just get out or something
I
like that.
think
Like you
have
know,
to- you have to see a judge, like, but
Yeah.
it's like immediate or a magistrate or something, like immediately, like you just go in front of it.
oh, you don't have to sit overnight. That would be a deciding factor. I don't know if I'd want to spend overnight. I'm not
we
that
care,
dedicated.
we care, but we don't care that much.
wait. All right. So if I
Doing the
don't leave, I go
math.
to jail. Am I spending the night? All right, I'll leave.
No, that one's worth it, man. That's a terrible fucking case.
Yeah.
I'm recording
be-
with her on the
A
4th.
mini J6.
Oh, you're having them on the 4th, Kenny?
Yep.
I think I gave them everybody's podcast info. So
Yeah, we've been talking to her. She sent me some shirts and stuff.
Great people.
Justin, how do you feel about your ex partner, podcast partner?
Getting tagged by Kenny on everybody's podcast. Yeah, thanks for that, Kenny.
What happened?
Hey, Kenny. It was Kenny. It was Kenny the whole time.
I was like, dude, that popped up, and I was like, you know what, man? Like, that's like the same to me. That's the same as going, hey, you mind if I'm still friends with your ex? Like, she's super cool, man. Like, we vibe. You know, you don't mind, right? Like, of course, Justin's gonna say like, well, we're not podcasting together anymore, so I can't tell you no. But it felt weird.
I say Justin has to do it first before anyone else does.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Get on Donut Shop. But as a
Yeah,
guest,
Kenny tagged him. Kenny tagged Donut Shop too. And he was like,
share it?
yeah, sure. What?
did he share it?
Yeah.
Fuck no. Or he shared it. I didn't share it.
No, I was like, he shared it.
No. Did your old partner share the answer?
Yeah. Nick shared the answer. Yeah, he said, yeah. He's like, getting back together with Jay, you know, is what the crowd needs or something like that. Whatever. So
Bitter.
he was wearing Mike's shirt at the pool the other day. He had a Copville shirt on. He was repping Mike.
Awesome.
Mike's all on the D.
They know what we're talking about.
Thanks for buying the shirt, buddy.
We got
but,
Dom. How do you feel about Haley heading back your way?
No fucking way. Is she
Yeah,
really?
she's already up there. She's back in
Who's she
Chicago.
going back to work for?
I don't know. I just saw the video. Headed back.
Drive around and try to get pulled over. Dom.
No, I do my best not to do that. You kidding me? I make sure.
I feel like that would be
fucking hate me.
explosive content. Explosive.
Yeah.
You should get a body cam and try to get pulled over by
Now,
cops.
I have very, and I'll admit this online, so God forbid anything ever happened to me. It wasn't 9/10. I have very sadistic fantasies about what happens if I get pulled over and it's one of the hundreds of thousands of Illinois fucking cops who can't stand me, and they just go out of the car, Izzo, and then he's resisting. I'm not going down. It's I'm going to look like an aerated lawn at the end of the day, but.
We'll be going to Chicago for a podcast and a funeral.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Well,
So Counterculture is going to take life insurance out on you. All right, cool. Got it.
Yeah. All right, we'll end it here. So
That's it.
no point in dragging it out. It was good talking with you guys. I love open mics. They're a good time. And we'll see you guys. What we got? Dom show Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And then anti-hero Thursday night. So
I have a really cool guest this week.
I know
dropped
who
a
it
little-
is.
I dropped a little hint.
I know who it is.
It's a good one. It's a real good one.
Okay, the gatekeeps. Just fucking say it then.
No. You have to
I'm gonna
watch.
bust you out right now and just say it.
To do it. Do it.
I'm
I
waiting.
gave a pretty good hint with the music I chose, but
It's a trooper that's in a bunch of pursuits in Georgia.
he's not a trooper anymore.
95 Ocean, you have an open mic. Oh, 95 Ocean, open mic. Oh, 95 Ocean.